Tonight we spotlight musicians from Delaware's golden age of hip-hop. After years of obscurity, their music is finding new fans across the globe via the World Wide Web.
Oh man, yo, some of these guys I ain't seen in such a long time. It is a reunion. And then kind of in the '80s, they started blooming and blossoming, and it just started exploding. Hip hop was it became a way of life. It became what you did.
I saw it and I just loved it as soon as I saw it. It was something I had to do, had to learn.
It was hot in Wilmington, and I remember we used to actually rhyme and battle on the street corners. That's the way you would, prove yourself. You would be on the street corners and you would be rapping, and that's how you gain, you kind of gained your rep.
We'd get to Price's Park, meet up, have our little beat battles and rap battles back then. It was more like no money involved. It was more just a reputation thing.
I started rapping when I was 11 years old. I met up with some friends that wanted to put our money together, go to the studio and produce something.
I met them, and they convinced me that they were serious. You had to be real to really deal with me. If you weren't real, I didn't want to talk to you.
As a Delawarean, I love Delaware music. When I first started to learn about the local Wilmington hip-hop scene in particular, was after Graham put his record out.
I was involved in the album back in 1989 called Project X, one of the, to me, one of the biggest albums in the Delaware in that era.
The Project X record in particular was just inescapable. I mean, if you lived around here and you listened to independent music, you were going to heard of it.
Give me a dope beat with this so I can kiss and dip. That was great. That was something real that we were a part of. That's something that wasn't done at that time here in Delaware.
Wow, that was magical, because to see something that everybody says you have a dream, to see it materialize. That was my dream, and it materialized. I got a tangible piece of wax. Check it out, I got my picture on it.
We were traveling to New York, Philadelphia, Atlanta, Florida, wherever we needed to go to get the music out.
In '91, we just all started growing, and everybody started growing in different directions. After a while, it was like we just kind of disappeared off the map.
A lot of people had no idea that these records were from Delaware in the first place. It wasn't until recently that really the crate diggers, these DJs who only love vinyl, have figured out where these records were coming from.
A guy told me he's been looking for it since '92, '93. That's a long time. They were just glad that we finally surfaced on the internet.
I'm getting emails from MySpace, from Denmark and London and Australia, and saying, can you give me a copy of this? It just goes to show you that music it never dies.
These kids in Finland who had only heard a few of these records and had them in their wants list now are like, I want to collect the whole set. I want to be a Delaware expert. The Project X record it's called a Holy Grail record, and that's not something, that's a real record collector term, meaning that this is a rare record that'll knock your socks off. Good luck finding it.
Once in a blue moon will say, if it wasn't for Project X, I love that record, I like the way it was produced, I would never be in the music business.
We're not done yet, man. We got a lot of people to expose to this music, man. We're just as good as any other city out here doing it, any big city, any small city. We got talent here, man.
A big cat eats nice. I'm a thriller without the guest appearance rap from Vincent Price.
And if you can't find the vintage vinyl, then you can always get the Project X on CD. Turning to